Good evening. It's July 14th, 2023, and today we just have a range day. Um, Not a whole lot of trades that I feel confident in. Um, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get right into it. I think we started the day off in this channel. You can see that drawn off of the three swing lows right there. And then after, I assume this is a news item because it's 29 ticks. Um, that gave us another bounce off the channel, and then we couldn't get to the highs and we just failed. So 8 a.m. comes in right around here, and this failure, you know, it was tempting. I think it was like I think there was some significance to this price level at this point. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, I was guessing that we were probably going to test this measured move, but you're just in the middle of nowhere, so it's hard to take something like that. And I think it was right after the first break of this channel, the way I had it drawn. Yeah, so that's another factor you might consider is we could be going up to a new high, and I think there was only 4 ticks to that high. Yeah, so we're due to make a new high, but you could just make a double top and come down, stop you out before making the new high. So tough call, but you do get a double test and second entry long right here. Actually, the second entry triggers above this bar, so it's really just a double test. They trap the people who went long here, but that is 3 dojis in a row. So, I mean, this is a very, very tough one. Um, they just trap people here. So if you waited, maybe you take this one. And, you know, this is a triple bottom, so technically this is a failed second entry short. So if you want to take that, you could. It also confirms this trend channel. And then we make a couple swings up before we get a break of that channel, and we start going sideways. This is actually a second. No, technically it's a third entry, but this one looks tempting because this looks like a double top. First entry, second entry. It's off the midline. Um, but it'd be hard to know that this is a channel at this point because you wouldn't really know where the lows are. But if you match it with the highs, you could probably find it. So maybe you consider this one. But that's off the midline. So it could just come right down to the level of support down here. Then we bounce off the lows of the channel. And we just go sideways a bit before making a couple legs up. And then we get a break of this channel here. So I was looking at this as the channel down. You get a break and a couple legs down to a new low before it reverses. And I'm not going long in here because to me, it looks like we're due to test the lows. So I don't like that just yet. We do get what looks like a failed second entry short and a reversal pattern. But look at all these dojis in here. So I don't think you want to take that. There's not a lot of room to the highs. And that ends up being a trap before they make this second leg up. You can see that. So 2 legs up. So we come up here and then we come back down into this range. But then it turns out it's just a channel. Technically, this is a second entry short, but it's an inside bar, so you can't take that. We continue lower, and you do get this after the break here. You get a second entry short that's also a double test off that midline, and that's probably the best entry you get all day. But look at all that overlap. So it's a tough call, but it is a second entry short with us being due for a new low. After that, you get a failed second entry long. That's also a second entry short, but we already have a new low in place, so you're looking to make a new low. So this is a pretty good entry, but it's still aggressive because you're going into new lows. So anyway, we reverse. This is the reversal bar, but it doesn't set up for us well. And here you have a triple bottom, and then we make this swing low. So to advanced people, this is a new low, and then you get a first entry, failed second entry. So maybe you take this one. It also confirms this trend channel. Well, actually, it's off the trend channel, but there's not room to the highs. So that's why I marked this green. If there was room to the highs, I would mark this blue. You can see, though, it just tests that midline and then stops those people out before going higher. And then we get this spike and channel down. You get a break, first entry, second entry. That's a pretty good setup, but it was pretty unclear, in my opinion, what prices were trying to do. But you can see a lot of people like that. Then we come down here and form this double bottom and bounce. And that's near the lows, so I think that's worth the risk. A lot of room back to the EMA. Then we form this congestion, this range. We broke down into that range, so when we break out to the low side, make that second leg down, then you get a first entry and second entry, but it's a lower high back into the range. Nice bearish bar. Probably wouldn't be able to get into that unless you dropped a limit order, though. So yeah, that takes us to the end of the day. I hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back next week.